Good morning, liveweatherblogs.com meteorologist Bob Acanfrio with today's tropical update for Tuesday, August 24, 2010. We continue to watch Hurricane Danielle this morning. It was at 5 a.m. It was located at 15.9 north, 44.6 west. Maximum sustained winds at 100 miles an hour, which makes it a Category 2 storm. Movement was to the west at 20. Since this advisory has come out, we've seen Danielle weaken a little bit, and I'll show you that on the satellite map in a minute. So here we go, west movement, starting, if you look, which I'll show you on the satellite again in a minute, starting to make that turn to the west-northwest, and then it'll be northwest in about 12 hours. We'll start seeing this turn to the northwest. Here's the official forecast track. National Hurricane Center still thinks this will become a major hurricane during the next 24 hours. And then it'll make that turn to the northwest, and still the official forecast track takes it east of Bermuda by the weekend. This is this weekend. It'll kind of slow down a little bit as it catches the next trough coming off the east coast, and then out to sea it goes. Still, Bermuda still might be in play here. I'll show you that in a second. Okay, satellite loop here, and you can see we actually had an eye start to appear last night, but since then looks like system's weakening a little bit. Two things could be going on here. Possibly a little dry air being ingested into the system. Also, it's just kind of in a reorganizational phase as it's going to start making that turn. A lot of times when you start seeing these systems start to feel the influence of when it's going to start making a turn and a shift in track, they kind of reorganize here. And that's all this could be doing. We might see as the day goes along, we'll probably see this become better organized again as it starts making that turn. So this could be the beginning of that turn to the west-northwest and then northwest. And they do fluctuate in strength here from time to time. But I think basically this is just a reorganizational phase here. Outflow still looking really nice here in all quadrants right now. Bigger picture here. This is the water vapor loop, and you can start seeing, I'll show you on the bigger satellite picture here in a minute, but here's that weakness just starting to poke through here, upper level low here, and so this is that weakness that's going to send this on its way to the northwest. This upper level low here, a little bit of southwesterly shear right in here. This could affect it after 24 hours. That's what the National Hurricane Center is thinking at this point. This upper level low is starting to weaken a little bit, so I'm not sure how much shear could get into this, but this could halt it from becoming a Category 3. So if it could get itself together in the next 12 hours, reorganize, good chance at Category 3. If not, some of this southwesterly shear by tomorrow might hit it and kind of steady the intensification. Shear does look pretty light throughout most of its trek here, so I don't see a big weakening trend, but this southwest shear could kind of halt intensification there in 24 hours. Again, looking pretty healthy. You could actually see it starting to grow in size as well, and that shows you that the upper anticyclone is still over it here. So this just looks like a reorganizational phase here, and I expect Danielle to definitely get itself back together during the day today. And here's the bigger picture here. And you can see this is the weakness right in here that's going to send it off to the northwest, hopefully sparing Bermuda. Bermuda's right here. Here's the official forecast track. And then we'll see this trough off the east coast take the final kick out to sea by early next week. Also off the east coast, you can see low pressure starting to develop here off the southeast coast. And then possibly another low pressure might try to develop here in the Gulf. So all along this frontal system here, we'll have to watch for possible subtropical or tropical development. Might see something try to get going in the Gulf and move west later this week. Again, just going to kind of watch this area near the United States for some development in the next few days. None of the models are really showing much, but we still have to watch it. And then here's our wind shear map. Right now, only about 5 to 10 knots of shear over the system. And here's that little bit of southwesterly shear in about 24 hours that may affect Danielle. But as you see after that, not much shear really in this area. So all this southwesterly shear may do is kind of halt intensification, and this could be the deterrent for it really becoming a Category 3. But I think there's that good possibility maybe tonight we'll finally see our Category 3 system, our first major hurricane. Models, not much shift in the models. We've seen some of the global models shift slightly west, and This is the early run models. You see pretty good consensus here. This is the Clippers model. This one is, I never use that one. That one's not good to use. Here's a UK Met model showing a little bit of a westernly move there. But again, all this will do is possibly bring Bermuda into play if it does shift west. And latest intensity models, you can see everybody riding that Cat 2, Cat 3 line here in the next couple days. So we'll have to see, does it get to become a major hurricane or not? That'll be the big thing to watch for in the next day or two. I'm not going to show all the models. They're all about the same, especially the globals. But here's the latest GFDL model. And you can see all it really has done is maybe in the last 24 hours a slight shift to the west. You know, bringing it kind of a little closer to Bermuda. And also for our friends in Canada, Newfoundland, Nova Scotia, my thing is if this thing moves over Bermuda or just west of it, then you guys have to watch out. If this stays east of Bermuda, you guys are in the clear. So that's kind of my thing for our neighbors up in Canada to watch for. Again, no threat to the United States coast. We will have some swells start reaching the beaches later this weekend. So for you surfers, that's good news, and you'll be enjoying that added surf from this system. HWRF model, again, the same thing as the GFDL. Again, probably the only trend in the last day has brought it a little bit closer to Bermuda. So Bermuda still has to watch it pretty carefully the next couple days to see if it will even get even closer, because it will be a pretty powerful hurricane as it does pass east of Bermuda. So what else do we have out there? Well, we're ready to have Tropical Depression number 7. We may see advisories initiated on this one by 11 a.m. And then after that, we'll probably see Tropical Storm Earl out here in the next 12 to 24 hours. Looking pretty well developed out here now. Again, probably right now everybody wants to know, will it take the same path as Danielle? I'm saying 70-30, it takes the same path as Danielle. I'd say about a 70% chance it's going to follow Danielle's weakness. There's still that little bit of chance that it may miss it, but being this close to it right now, boy, I say a good 70% chance it's going to follow Danielle's path. And again, another system out here to the south might even come even a little farther south than possible Earl here, and this will be the next wave we'll be watching. And each one of these, especially as we kind of get that subtropical high, looks like by the first week of September is going to build stronger out here. We may see these systems move farther west as each one comes out. This one's too close to Danielle, so I'm pretty confident it's going to take the same path as Danielle does. And the early run models, one other thing, sorry. This was last night's ASCAT pass of our system out there, and you could see pretty well developed circulation center already. Some 20-knot wind barbs in there, and again, looking at it this morning, this is definitely becoming a tropical depression, and we should see Tropical Depression number 7 by probably initiating advisories by 11 a.m. And again, our path for Invest 96L or Tropical Depression number 7, some of the early run models, again, looks like it's probably going to take that same path where Danielle did. This one might be a little weaker. The setup doesn't look like as good for development. And we definitely could see a tropical storm. A lot of the intensity models do bring this up to a hurricane in 72 hours. That's yet to be seen here, but I think this one's going to be a slight bit weaker than Danielle, but could still possibly become a hurricane. Well, that's it for the update this morning. I will possibly have another update later this evening on on Hurricane Danielle, and also on our Tropical Depression number 7. Thank you. Have a good day, and stay tuned to liveweatherblogs.com for the latest on any weather across the United States and also the tropics.